remember. God, I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Open my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God, I don't know if I can remember. God, I don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm all in now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God, I don't know if I can remember. God, I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God, I don't know if I can remember. God, I don't know if I can remember. December, over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God, I don't know if I can remember. God, I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God, I don't know if I can remember. God, I don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm all in now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God, I don't know if I can remember. God, I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God, I don't know if I can remember. God, I don't know if I can remember. December, over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God, I don't know if I can remember. God, I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God, I don't know if I can remember. God, I don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm all in now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God, I don't know if I can remember. God, I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God, I don't know if I can remember. but my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, but my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now, hope I don't crash all I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's in purple now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die, let I night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, but my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, but my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, but my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, but my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now, hope I don't crash all I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's in purple now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die, let I night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, but my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, but my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, but my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, but my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now, hope I don't crash all I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's in purple now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die, let I night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, but my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, but my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone.
Yo, what's good, everybody? We're back with another Sold Out Live, another Sold Out podcast on this Saturday. Man, y'all smash that like button. Sub to the channel if you're new. And if you haven't done so already, of course, you know, my name is Jeremy Jones. What I normally do is make content about sneakers, occasional trial hauls. Y'all know we have Music Monday as well. But this is Sold Out, where, of course, you know, we continue the sneaker talk. But we got a food section, a sports section, you name it, and the Sold Out Discord, which the link is pinned in the comment section. And it is free to sign up. Or, of course, you know, we continue the sneaker talk, man. So pretty much sign up for the Sold Out Discord. It's free, pretty much. If I do not get the content out in time, that's most likely where I'll be. I know I need to do my very, very best to get caught up in the comment section of my sneaker YouTube. Pretty much, I know the kid is falling way behind the comment section, but I will get up, man. It's just been, you know, the kid just been in grind mode. So I have been dropping as much content as I possibly can, but also my body has just been crashing at the same time, right? Okay, so we here. Tonight's topic, man, it says Nike's high profile. Can it be a legal curse as they face new tariffs? So we got two topics right there that we're going to cover. And then StockX live auction. Looks like that's going to be going on all weekend, which is this weekend at the time that we're live. So I'm going to do a quick update on that, and then we'll talk the Nike talk towards the end of the live. So roughly around the 30-minute mark, we'll be talking that. And yeah, we'll get up out of this thing. Started a little later than what I normally do. I usually start at 6 p.m., but for whatever reason, you know, the kid just lost track of time. My bad, everybody. But we show must go on, and we're going to keep the show grinding and keep going. So as y'all coming out, let me know if the audio and visuals is looking good, and we'll get the party started. Looks like we got Steve Barron in the building. Says, yo, Jeremy Jones. Got the thumbs up. Says, chillin'. Went and got the Flint and the Air Jordan 1 today. So you picked up both of the sneakers. That's what's up. Congratulations, because we did have the Air Jordan 1s that dropped, and we also had the Air Jordan 13 Flints that dropped. Me, personally, I'm probably going to wait on them if they're still going to be available, because I still have the Flint 13s, and I'm like, you know, I don't mind having a fresh pair. There's nothing wrong with my pair from 2020 as well, even though it may fall apart, but I figured I'd just hold off for right now. You know what I'm saying? Devon says, I heard from a content creator that the new Flint Jordan 13 have horrible materials. I wouldn't be surprised. To be honest, dog, it's a little too soon to be re-releasing the shoe, if you ask me. But that's only if you ask me, right? You know what I'm saying? But if you haven't had the shoe before and you really want them, I don't see why not go ahead and cop them. But, I mean, quality on them, hey, if they're not there, it's not there. Now, I haven't seen the newer ones in person yet, so I don't really know. So I don't really want to speak on it too much, right? And then Steven says, at Devon, same, heard that. I still love the shoes, and they fresh to me. So a fresh pair is a fresh pair regardless. Now, how they will hold up over time, that's something that you'll have to see. Because if the quality is bad, it's a shoe that you probably don't want to wear every day, unless you're buying it for a beater in general, and then it's going to fall apart. Me, I had my pair from 2020, but even before then, I had my pair from 2010. I just think that Jordan Brand is doing a lot of releases re-releases a little too soon. That's only if you ask me, right? We're talking about where shoes, they don't let them get 10 years old anymore. It's very, very rare. You know what I mean? Which, I mean, if we went crazy over them back then, it's because we probably just missed them. You know what I mean? To keep it real. We got Slayer in the building, says, yo, Sneaker Squad 100. What up, Slayers? What up, big dog? What up? I see you, man. But yeah, I mean, the re-releases, Nike them is coming a little too early for me, personally. That's not going to work either, in my opinion. I know they're doing what the best they can do as far as, like, making sure they get the material out to us and stuff like that. Some shoes, they waited a little too long, but now it seems like, okay, well, if it's so good 3, 4, 5 years ago, let's put it out again. To be honest, being able to cop shoes hasn't been a difficult task here lately in the last couple years, man. You know, as you can see with a lot of like resale companies, and I'm gonna keep it nicely here, right? With them getting caught up a little bit, it kind of makes it easier for us. You know, there's always gonna be those certain shoes that's always gonna be hard to cop no matter what. But in general, majority of the shoes have been readily available since 2022. If we're gonna keep it real. Right? Devon says, those Adidas jellyfish sitting everywhere. I saw them whenever you put the link in the Discord. I looked at the ones that you put in for what I think was it Snipes or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. I was tempted to cop, but I'm like, I don't know, bro. Like, if it would have been any other color, like the white and blue joints, I probably would have went crazy and go ahead and cop them. I do want a pair for the gym, but at the same time, I'm like, bro, you know, all white for the gym, You know what I'm saying? I just worked out of my Action Brunsons, but I got to edit a short for you guys. And they got dirty off rip, and I'm inside. So I can only imagine what the white jellyfishes would do. So I'm like, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? I kind of hesitant on pulling the trigger on that one, man. But still like the shoe in general, right? Devon says, it's a good thing that they are sitting for those that really want the shoes. No one wants to pay 300 facts. The minute, if I see a price drop or if they go on sale, like I'm talking just a little dip, pause, I'm probably going to cop to keep it 100. I just don't want to get them no 300 and I want 2 pairs. That's 600 plus tax. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I ain't balling like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I like them though. You know, I like them personally. But the white ones, maybe if it would have been a triple black, I feel like we would have seen something slightly different. In my opinion, it is kind of difficult to sell like an overall all white shoe. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's dope, but you know, white shoes is something that you wear for a special occasion, and then you got a shoe like that where it's gonna be probably a good walking / running shoe. I don't know if you really want an all white joint. That's to keep it real. And that's just my thought processes on it. But it's not a bad shoe though. I actually really like it. And it is good to see shoes sit, you know what I'm saying? Give people time to think, give time people to, you know, they don't have to go in their reserves or do X, Y, Z or whatever it takes to come up with the money. You know what I'm saying? Even if you got it, you may not just want to spend it off rip. You know what I'm saying? So it is. It's not saying the shoe sucks because obviously we paid attention to it, right? But at the same time, people are just trying to be cautious on what they spend. This is also during a time of probably back to school is at its top right now, right? Let's just keep it 100. End of July, early August, which is the first week of August, I did do a weekly, or know what I did, a monthly drop of like the top anticipated upcoming sneaker releases. A lot of that's going to include a lot of back to school. You know what I'm saying? Steve says, I ordered the Chili Dunks and the Glove Jordans online. Come in Friday. That's what's up, man. Congratulations on the pickup, bro. That's what's up. I respect it. But let me share my screen here. We'll get the party started. We're going to start with StockX. Looks like they're going to be doing lives all night long now. If you ask me, it's kind of like they got that whatnot like vibe or what have you, where you know the people do that was selling shoes, they sell them live. We've seen a lot of people do it from bigger content creators and or bigger sneaker resale stores. They do that as well. So we're going to start there. Devon says, no one wants to pay $300. That's a fact. And I'll speak for myself. I do not want to pay $300 for those. You know what I'm saying? And you said it best, Devon, in the Discord. You said, yo, $250 is a stretch to me. I think really $225 would have been straight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you said it was Shoe Palace. Okay, my bad. What did I say? My bad. But yeah, either way, right? Shoe Palace still in the hood, respectively. But yeah, you don't, either way, I don't want to pay $300, dog. And then I remember copping shoes off Shoe Palace. That's in your, and this is no disrespect. They'll put your joint in a Ziploc bag, it's like garbage bag, and ship them to you. You know what I'm saying? As long as your joint covered up, respectively. We got Rob Zen 08 in the building, says there's a $30 discount on the jellyfishes already. I say hold for more. Okay, respectively. Hey, I'm with it too. I'll say this: if they don't move by the end of next week, they're probably gonna hit us with a discount. If we got $30 discount, let's see if we can get it up to $50. If they go to $250, you know, with or without the discount, if we can get them to $250, that's a win. That's a win. They look comfortable as hell, though. Respectfully, they look super comfortable. So I don't want to sit up here and say don't go for them, but hey, sometimes we can control the price as the consumer. If the stuff is sitting there, don't do what they got to do to get rid of the joint, because let's keep it real. We know for a fact that Adidas and or Pharrell them didn't pay $300 to get the damn shoe made and get it over here. When it's all said and done, they'll put it down enough where at least they want to do is break even. But I assume even if they put it at what? With $30 off, they're still going to be clearing the margin of what they paid for it. Devon says, this is similar to how Ye did it with the white 350s. I rather buy a jellyfish. Okay. I see you, Slayer. You got little slick comments, dog. But yeah, I remember the triple white joints. I didn't buy those joints either because, to be honest, some shoes, it's like an all white shoe is a hard sell, mainly because people know, right? The masses in general, and I'll speak for myself here. All white shoe gets dirty almost instantly, right? One wear, like even my all white Air Force Ones. Yeah, they clean, but if you look at the bottom of the joints, done. You know what I'm saying? They're done already off of one wear. So you're already gambling when you pay that. So no, we don't want to pay a $300 for a shoe that we know when we wear it, it's gonna be something that it looks good for the moment, but we're looking for long term. Especially in today's time, we're looking for what we're investing our money in. You know what I'm saying? And I'll just leave it right there. But let me share my screen. We're gonna start with the StockX story, and then we'll go on to Nike them and keep the party going. Only be on this one for roughly about 40 more minutes, and we should be good. So we'll talk a little bit of upcoming sneaker releases towards the end of the live. But let me share my screen here. Boom. You guys should be seeing my screen. And yeah, says StockX is launching its live auction platform with giveaways all weekend long. So I seen certain YouTubers, sneaker YouTubers said they're gonna be going doing giveaways on there and whatever. So it's gonna be like they're almost. This is not new. For StockX, it's new, right? But let's just keep it 100. eBay's done live sales. We've seen that over the years, right? And we did live giveaways with them. That's happened with certain resale stores, and then we've seen it with Whatnot. That's usually where most people go. But now, looks like StockX has decided to join the party. And you know what? I ain't even gonna say I'm hating, right? As you can see, what they have here is a person who has a ring light, and they have their phone in there with basically trying to sell their shoes. They don't show the person, but that's just how it's going, right? StockX is doing whatever they got to do to stay in the game. Let's just keep it real. You know, I don't want to sound like I'm hating, but they're doing whatever it takes they got to do to stay in the game. And I mean, let's just keep it 100. With that lawsuit with Nike them, I know for a fact that I'm not going to say it hurt them, but it had to sting. It had to sting, fam. But it says, StockX Live will open for business today, July 30th, which that was pretty much on Thursday, because yesterday was the 31st, and so pretty much all weekend long. But it says, with the weekend packed with auction shows from major resellers, each stacked with free giveaways from StockX. Let's see, that's how it goes, yeah. And it says available on the StockX app, so you got to have the StockX app, I guess, to check it out. Available on the StockX app, live shows will feature an active chat between potential buyers and the sellers with timed and sudden death auction complete with dollar starting bids on most auctions. So most bids will be starting at $1, but I mean, dog, we've seen how this goes, right? We've had certain resellers who've done the Whatnot lives and shoes that went for $13, and I mean, to be honest, they was not happy. However, some of these cats that we've learned also, they were getting a lot of their stock for quote unquote, for the low ski, right? I'm not gonna say for free, but I mean, to be honest, that's why they were able to do something like that. You know what I'm saying? And it was just interesting to see how that goes, right? But it says StockX Live will debut in the StockX app today, July 30, 2026. So again, for the people, and I know a lot of people that say that they don't rock with StockX anymore, but a lot of them still do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here for it. And if you're new to the game, a lot of people, that's what you find, right? Whenever you search for a sneaker, StockX is usually paying for that advertisement to make sure they're at the top of the list. And let's just keep it 100. As much as I love eBay, a lot of people prefer StockX because you don't have to spend all that time or headache searching all day long and looking for the shoe that you're looking for, and playing that you're not getting scammed. But it says StockX is doing the best to keep its shifting market, right? It says, while sneaker resellers struggle to pull in the same cash they used to, the live marketplace, Whatnot, has been taking a hold as the rapid fire resale platform. I told you, Whatnot has been the go-to place for a lot of these people, turning eBay's silent auction mode into a live auctioneer experience. Even though eBay has been they've been a part of the game too, they just don't do it as much. But eBay actually has the capability to do live auctions as well. They just don't do it often. Like, certain people do it over there with eBay, right? But it says now the listing house that billed itself as the stock market of sneakers is adding its own live auction house with the debut celebration this weekend. We'll do it live with the explanation point right here. It says StockX Live will open for business today, July 30, 2026, with a weekend packed with auction shows from major resellers such as stacked with free giveaways from StockX, available on the StockX app. Live shows will feature a active chat between the potential buyers and the sellers within the timed and sudden death auctions, complete with dollar starting bids on most auctions. Sponsored shows with features well-known resellers like Culture Media, Fly Kicks, Chase Young, and common hype, and more. So we got a lot of people here. So here's the advertisement right here. Fair use. Want to make sure I get like that, because I think one time when I played this joint, they still like flagged the stream. But I'm gonna see if I can play it real quick. Let me see real quick.
Next up, a rare one.
This is the advertisement for it, by the way.
Is our first sneaker.
I see you, Sneakerhead 96.
Let's go.
Okay,
We're starting this auction off at $1. Is our first sneaker on StockX Live.
So that was real quick. I'm not mad at that one right there. So letting you know how it goes. It just basically seems like the typical platform here. And I'm not really gonna say I'm hating or anything like that, but this is definitely done. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. A lot of people will pull up for this. And let's see. StockX Live's debut. It says StockX Live will debut in the StockX app today, July 30th, with sponsored shows and giveaways planned from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this weekend to help launch the platform to help keep up with the latest news in the community. And it says download pretty much the app for where we're getting this information from right here. Not surprised to see this going down. Let me touch the chat. Divine Photo says, remember when 350s were hard to cop? Bro, the V1s, I know that for a fact. That used to be a hard thing. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Then the V2s, they got better and better over time as they started to release more and more. Right? For real. So let's start for the next two topics real quick. I'm going to save the Tariffs part for the last 10 minutes, but let's do this right here. Nike's high profile visibility can be a boom and sometimes a legal curse. So pretty much when you're at the top, it's almost, and this article says it best. This was posted July 29th. It is like a gift and a curse being the top dog. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's gunning for your spot and or hoping that you mess up. And at this point, Nike them really don't want to have too much room for error. But that means where a lot of people pretty much are going to come at you any way legally they can. You know, Nike's won a lot of legal battles, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure there's ones where they had to settle out of court. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this stuff they settled out of court. If you think about it with StockX, right? They settled out of court. They won some and they lose some. You got to find what happy medium part. And then all I hear is a whole bunch of legal fees, which is not cheap. You know what I'm saying? Slayer says just sue it. Hey, I like how I see what you're doing there, big dog. But yeah, Nike them are gonna do a lot of lawsuits, but a lot of people are gonna sue them too. And when you're like the head honcho, a lot of people are gonna duplicate your style. And you got to stay on top of it because you don't want people. If you show for a fact that, hey, say if I make a shoe, let's say if I make an Air Force One, and we've seen this, and I'm not trying to call on anybody in particular, but let's just say I make a Air Force One and or Nike Dunk and or Jordan 1 silhouette, but put my own logo on it. That's a lawsuit. If your stuff takes off like a rocket, you know what I'm saying? Let's say okay, cool. Nike don't want they cut because they're well, we did the original design. You know what I'm saying? You put in say instead of a swoosh, we'll pick on Bape here. You put in a lightning bolt, right? And we've seen not just Bape do it, but we've seen, and I don't want to pick on nobody, but Omni and the Hellcat. You know what I'm saying? We've seen Kukai do it. You see what happened to those guys, right? They've calmed down. You know what I'm saying? Nike them, you put enough legal action on them where you know for a fact that you losing, you'll slow down. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it says big firms are easy targets and can find themselves with more than their fair share of legal trouble. So Nike, I'm pretty sure, can relate to this article. It's written about them, but I'm pretty sure they're you goddamn right. You know, it says the swoosh logo on the Nike factory logo here. That's what we got right there. But let's keep going. It says in the span of just 1 week, Nike Incorporated has been contacted with 4 different legal matters and could because of the high profile visibility. So within 1 week, looks like 4 different hits back to back, dog. Think about it. They're like, damn, another one. You know what I'm saying? Most people, when they sue you, they do pull up to your compound and they serve that letter to you hand up. You know what I'm saying? You can just get it in the mail too. There's several ways, but they can serve you and you will have to pull in, show up in court. While Nike do have it, but nobody wants to put the money up. Or, yeah, it's in the budget, but nobody wants to spend the budget of facing a whole bunch of lawsuits the whole entire time when your goal is just to make money, fam. You know what I'm saying? It says a lawsuit alleging a violation of California's unfair constitution and false advertisement laws was filed in Los Angeles federal court last week. The suit by the Koran person against Nike, which is seeking a class action status, alleges that the deceptive reference price scheme whereby the defendant sells products on its website and on its mobile app that advertises discounts from the reference prices, and that the claim by the plaintiff to be fictitious, right? The lawsuit said that the California lawsuit requires that the item list as on sale must have been actively offered for sale at the advertisement former price within 90 days of the discounted sale price. This case is early stages and the allegations in the case still have to be proven. So they're saying Nike done put this stuff up, but they don't put it up soon enough. There's a lot of things that can or cannot be going on with this, but looks like there's a class action lawsuit, meaning where one person is suing on behalf of a lot of people. And usually how a class action lawsuit works, right? Not saying this is what Nike's gonna do, but usually, let's say class action lawsuit, if Nike them settle out and say they'll pay, like, let's just say $1 million, right? I'm not saying that's what they're gonna do. This is just an example, right? Say they're gonna pay like $1 million, right? But then that class action lawsuit will create a website. It's like, go here to sign up to see if you bought shoes from this time to this time and they were supposed to be discounted and you didn't get that, sign up here, you'll get your fair share. So what they'll do, the more people that sign up, the more that $1 million get debited out, right? Cool, they pay $1 million, but you sign up, you may not get no more than $10 or $15 at best. We've seen it where they get $2. You know what I'm saying? Nike them will pay something like that is where it's like, well, if it's a class action lawsuit, you know, to them, it could be something as simple like, damn, we might as well consider this like a donation, respectively. You know what I'm saying? It says, Nike has not issued a comment on the case and it typically does not comment on pending litigation, which I don't blame them. When you're going through legal battles and stuff like that, it's best, if you're smart, just keep your damn mouth closed, because the more you say, especially publicly, it could actually hurt you, right? You don't want to actually do that. You know what I'm saying? It could be that case. You don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to put yourself in a situation where you speak out and make it worse for yourself. So keep your mouth closed and then just let your lawyers do the talking for you. That's how I was taught. Because if you start saying more, what you can and whatever you say will and can be used against you in a court of law. You know what I'm saying? Whether you say something good for yourself or bad for yourself. One thing about attorneys, or just when it comes to legal battles in general, these attorneys and or just people that's plotting against you, they can twist your words and word it against you and make you think differently. You know what I'm saying? It says federal prosecutors last week disclosed the 6 Nike employees helped to orchestrate a 3-year cargo theft scheme and the sport brand Memphis Logistics Hub. So we covered that last week as well. It says a total of 12 people. Yeah, we covered this one for sure, but we're going to keep going. A total of 12 people were indicted in their involvement in the $2 million theft ring. Documents upsealed by the Department of Justice said that the transport of stolen Nike retail products throughout the U.S. occurred between July 2021 and July 2024. A federal grand jury had returned an indictment on the May 21st. So again, this is something that they've been keeping up for a while. To be honest, and this is the thing, when it comes federal, that means they've been watching me for a long time. You know what I'm saying? It makes me think about the times back with Training Day, the movie, right? Some people think that these guys actually they're friends. You know what I'm saying? Because you think like, okay, cool. They tell you keep a low profile, but when it's time to cash in, they cash in. You know what I'm saying? Some of these guys probably already knew about it. You know what I'm saying? They just kept going because they were like, well, this is all I know. This is what I'm going to do. And to be honest, they can catch you for back years anyway. You know what I'm saying? You can't just like, all right, cool, I'm out of it. You know what I'm saying? When they come knocking at the door, collecting theirs, they will collect. You know what I'm saying? However you may see, right? It says jurors in the federal case last week found that Nike violated the federal and state laws and determined that it discriminated against a former employee because of her sex. The discrimination case, which we covered that as well, right? I covered all this, by former engineer Heather Hender, also saw that the 8-member jury awarding her $19,739.52 in damages, and at least, so that's literally a $20,000, and that's a big bag, right? At least $7 million in the punitive damages, right? So she getting a big bag up there. But I will say this, right? When you hear numbers like this, you got to keep in mind an attorney took this case on, right? If they took it on pro bono, right? which means they work, quote unquote, when the awards divvied out, they gonna get their cut up out of their lawyer fees. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna make sure that, 7.5 million, they gonna see some millies. That person gonna see some millies, but the attorney gonna see some millies too. Now you also gotta factor in this. In the state that she's in, there's gonna be taxes. She's gonna have to take some they're gonna see the taxes off rip. You're gonna pay Uncle Sam, right? And then they get their cut. That's just how the game goes. It says a Nike spokesperson said, "We're disappointed by the verdict and respectfully disagree with the conclusions." Says the spokesperson said that Nike is committed to providing a workplace where employees are treated fairly, confiscated competitively, and giving opportunities to grow and succeed. The person also said that Nike is evaluating the next step. So they may appeal it. So that don't mean they're getting the money off rip. Because you have X amount of days to appeal it. Then you may have to go through the whole legal process all over again. You know what I'm saying? Also last week, word surfaced that the former Nike music employee, this is all across the board. We covered all this last week. But yeah, you know how it is, man. When stuff hit the fan, it hit the fan. And when it hits it hard. It says also last week, word surfaced that the former Nike music employee and another man were indicted by the Oregon State grand jury this past May on charges of the racketeering, money laundering, and aggravated theft in connection with the running of the illegal kickback scheme that supposedly stole more than $1 million from Nike over the 2-year period between June 20th and December 2022, according to the Oregon Hand, right? And I'm assuming that's like maybe where they post their current news, so locally, you know what I'm saying? So this is something we've seen across the board. This is not new. So that's one of the lawsuits we definitely covered as well. Nike brand visibly and highly sought after products make it easy for a victim for a manipulate employees who see their employees at the easy target either because of an easy access to the product consumers want or deep pockets connected to the alleged financial fraud, right? We'll keep the party going here. Those deep pockets also make big, high-profile companies that potentially target of lawsuits, and it's not just the deep pockets that provide a focal point or attention. Sometimes the high-profile visibility results in the possibility that a company becomes the target case for the issue or legal position. So, yeah. Sometimes people just do this type of stuff because they have access to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was wondering, how Nike all this happens up underneath their nose. You're hiring people that you feel like you can trust. You know what I mean? So, let's keep going. It says, in the case of Nike, with the DEI challenges in February when the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission filed that against the enforcement and the EEOC administration subpoena against the athletic firm seeking the production of documents in connection with a reverse demonstration probe, those against with employees. Supposedly, after the EEOC and Nike had discussions regarding a settlement agreement in the final days of the Biden administration. So Nike, this is this is not new to them. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it 100. They know for a fact they're going to have to sue each and every year and or get sued. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it 100. Think about it. Like what we're about to cut. Well, we already covered StockX, right? But think about it. StockX and Nike at one point had a lawsuit going on. Think about this. Bape and Nike had a lawsuit going on. You know what I'm saying? Nike, they're no stranger to throwing out lawsuits. They got to as well. You know what I'm saying? But you throw it out there, people are going to come knocking at your door too. Even though I don't see what Nike's done wrong. You know what I'm saying? But to certain people, they're like, hey, yo, if we can find a loophole or a technicality, we're going to do what we got to do. It says, Brian Sullivan, a law partner at the Early Sullivan, Wright, Gazer, and McRae, said at the time that the EEOC processes itself isn't usually, even if public processes by the commission involving a large brand name, employees always draw attention. He also noted that the DEI cases that could make the firm like Nike one of the test targets, meaning Nike is less of the outliner and more of a bellwether for how they issues are being examined right now. As says, and last week after the Hinder verdict, Sullivan told Footwear News that even if Trump administration has one of the DEI incentives, that this doesn't dictate what jury will decide after separate state laws like Oregon concluding that it has become a no-win situation for companies as they have to figure out which risks they want to go forward with. So again, think about this. The next topic I'm going to cover is tariffs. And I know for a fact that Nike them has got to be on the chopping block for these tariffs. Not just Nike, just sneaker sellers in general and just companies in general, right? Now, tariffs, I think we've been kind of quiet over it for like the last few months, but they haven't gone away. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of when those people have settled in and kind of accepted them for what it is, even though it's already been deemed that the current administration really didn't have the right to do this, but they'll take a different tariff. You know what I'm saying? They're not letting up either. So Nike them face a lot of people more than just the actual people that's trying to buy their product. You know what I'm saying? Us who love it and be like, yo, we just want the shoes available so we can cop. There's some people like we want it, but if we find a legal loophole, we're going for your neck. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep going. It says it's a daunting prospect in its legitimate world, and there is no easy solution for high-profile companies. The bigger company, the more visible it is, and the more visible it is, the bigger target it becomes. And I agree with that statement. Nike them, no matter how you slice it and dice it, we can say their sales fell off, which they did allegedly, right? But they're still the top dog when it comes to shoes, selling shoes. You know what I'm saying? Reebok them doing their thing. New Balance them doing their thing. Adidas them doing their thing. But Nike's still that top dog. And when you are the top dog, people are going to come gunning from you in all different angles. Adidas may just be similar, like, hey, we're going to try to make a better shoe. But you got some people like, well, we can't make a better shoe, but you said this, so we're going to sue you for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, that it's a cold world out here, respectively. It says more ads and more corporate messaging means more reach, and more reach means more chances to alienate someone or rub them in the wrong way, said the publicist Seth Horgan-Schwartz, hopefully I'm saying that correctly, founder of Horgan-Schwartz Agency. Other than mature companies will only sue Nike seized targets if they have a legitimate claim, usually IP in Nike's case. Horowitz pointed out that the plaintiff firms think differently, such as those representing employee claims. They are continuously, so they swing for the fences. Deep pockets make a settlement worth chasing. He absorbed and, adding that the thinking is this, that the large firms such as Nike would rather pay than risk the public trial. And that may be the case, and that's what a lot of people are hoping for. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it 100. A company as big as Nike, it's one of those, they weigh out their pros and cons where it's like, okay, cool. What are they asking for? $20,000 and go to court and spend millions? Hey, fuck it. Give them $20,000, but have it where they can't sue them again, so to speak, type of thing. I've seen that time and time again, too. And just because you settle out don't mean you're guilty of anything. It just means sometimes we've seen a lot of people where they just take their route to save money. And then you got some people that'll fight it all the way out, and you could lose on a technicality. And then at that point, do you really want to count that as a win, even though you're not wrong? Let's just keep it real. Last 15 minutes, let's talk a little bit of tariff talk here, and then we'll wrap things up here for the night, man. So it says, footwear firms face new tariffs and more could be on the way. Now, this comes from July 24th. I can't believe I actually missed this one. Should have covered this a while ago, but we're going to keep going. It says the FDRA's Matt Prius is advising members that tariffs will go back to mainly 20% in some form of fashion for most of our producing companies, right? Countries, right? So pretty much where a lot of our stuff gets made, they're about to up the tariffs again. Meaning, right? In so many words, our stuff that we get from overseas is going to cost us more to get it over here. So if the tariffs make it cost more for these companies to get the product over here, i.e. shoes, whatever, what have you, guess what? It's going to cost us more because they're going to up the price in the stores to sell it to us. You know what I'm saying? Something that once could be as simple as like say it's $1.50, could easily be $3.50 now. You know what I'm saying? Don't sound like a big jump until you start to buy your stuff how you normally buy it and wondering, well, hey, I used to buy the same thing every week, same amount of products for $80. Now I'm spending, easily $150. That's a big difference. You know what I'm saying? Because it's across the board. It says tariffs, and more tariffs on shoe farms have the new duties and imposed following the expiration of the temporary taxes under the Section 122 on July 24th. Devon says, Nike slogan, don't copy our design, we'll copy you. I mean, I get what you're saying, Devon. I know that's like a little hidden play on words there, but when you're the head honcho, you can borderline get away with it a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? And we've seen this with other companies as well. Case in point, we've seen people make websites and or social media lists have made stuff for what we know as big platforms and decided to keep it for themselves and then just took the lawsuit on and paid the people out of it. You know what I'm saying? This is something that's been going on for years. I don't want to just pick on Nike here, but this is something that's been going across the board for years. But yeah, and that's if you have the money to even call it out. You know what I'm saying? People think that's my thing too, right? I'm gonna just keep it real, right? What do people say sometimes? The word that we get thrown around, they say like, I'll just sue you. I'll take you to court. Not without no real money, you're not. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it 100. You got to find an attorney that's willing to take your case. And then if you find one that's willing to take your case pro bono, I'm going to just keep it real here. In my opinion, allegedly, whole life is alleged. Best believe when the money gets paid out, oh, they getting theirs, buddy. You know what I'm saying? We seen it where a rapper's baby mama, I'm not going to say no names, right? They sued another rapper, won the case, got awarded, I want it was like $7.5 million, right? And like punitive damages. So case in point, right? If you look it up and do a little bit of research, that same person that won the $7.5 million and the other person that paid the money. Now keep in mind this, right? You don't have to necessarily pay all that money off rip. You can do a payment plan or what have you. But anyway, long story short, the person paid them, right? They got them a payment plan and paid it all up. And do you know that person who got awarded the $7.5 million? I'm not saying they're flat broke, but their business that they own, it went into bankruptcy, right? Yeah. Tell me how you touch over 7.5 million. And let me clarify, they didn't touch. Let's just keep it 100. Let's just say they touched $1 million, right? And let's say attorney them got $6 million in attorney fees, right? Let's just be a rough math. Even still, you touch over $1 million, and your companies are going in bankruptcy. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just to pick on them. This goes across the board, right? I see Unique. It says, Sup, Polo. What up, Unique? What's good? Just wrapping these things up for like the last 10 minutes, man. Appreciate everybody for coming through as always. But it says, on Thursday, Trump administration took the action to impose new tariffs ranging from 10% to 12.5% on 60 global economies based on their failures to impose and enforce bans on goods imported to the U.S. made with the forced labor. According to the statement from the Office of the Trade Representative, Ambassador Jemison Gleer, hopefully I'm saying that correctly, the tariffs of those imported goods include footwear, went into effective Friday. It says the new levies don't apply to certain imports that have been loaded to the Versa routes on Friday. So if your stuff was already in transit, what I'm getting from it, right? If you already had something already in transit, right, then you should be good. You know what I'm saying? That won't get a new tariffs. Let me see if I can pause this because YouTube, believe it or not, even though there's no audio playing, they'll get you up on this and flag your channel. Not necessarily in a bad way, but they'll make your stream until you take care of that part, they'll cut you out. Rob Zen says, it's all about money, but I wonder if the tariffs influence the decision on the shutdown 2 stores in Atlanta. I wouldn't be surprised if it has something to do with it. Probably not necessarily directly, Rob Zen, but this is my thing. You gotta have product to sell in your store. To get it here, and then let's just also keep it 102. We can look at the shoes and see if the jellyfishes are sitting, right? I'm pretty sure a lot of other sneakers are sitting too. These companies pay to get the stuff up here first, right? And this is I'll use myself for an example, right? I'll use let's use a little guy like me, right? So I get a product that I want to sell, right? Let's say I do some merch, right? I make a shirt, not necessarily this shirt I'm wearing. This is my around house shirt, but let's just say I make some merch, right? And not in theory that you have to go this way, but a lot of companies do this, right? I buy the product off rip, get it made overseas, and get it shipped over here. Let's say I spend like $300, right? Now, to get my money back, I gotta sell it to you guys, right? you guys only buy 1 or 2 shirts. That ain't gonna cut it, fam. You know what I'm saying? Even though technically, even if I sell the shirt at like, let's say $25 a pop, you know, after a certain amount of sales, you know what I'm saying, I should have made my money back and then some. But if your product not selling at all, you're not making profit, fam. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to lower it a little bit. And even if you sell it for what you paid for, that's just breaking even. And that's not what these companies want to do. So I say all that to say, to get product in your store is not free. Even if you got a Nike account, they don't give it to you for free to sell, right? Like Foot Locker and them, they got an agreed price that they will buy the product from Nike to sell it, but it's not free. They still have to use the word buy. You know what I'm saying? Let's say like, okay, cool. You sell the shoe, Nike wants you to sell the shoe for, let's just say we got some 11s, $250. The stores get them for what? $150. So at that point, selling them back, it is all profit. But if they're sitting, you know what I'm saying? At best, maybe they break even, but they still didn't make the max profit they was trying to make too. You know what I'm saying? And that can only go on for so long. You know what I'm saying? And there's other stuff that they have to pay to keep the lights on. You know what I'm saying? Businesses have other bills other than just buying the product too. So you got to buy the product. Believe it or not, if you don't own the building, guess what? You got rent too, right? You got electricity, keep the lights on. You got employees you want to pay if you don't want to be the boss there working every day, right? I can go down the rabbit hole forever, baby. You know what I'm saying? So a reason why a business would have to shut down. Because believe it or not, all that stuff adds up no matter how you slice it and dice it. You know what I'm saying? Let's leave the last little part of this article, then we'll talk upcoming sneaker releases, and I'll wrap things up here for tonight. But it says the U.S. Supreme Court on February struck down the radical tariffs under the IEEPA, which is the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, right? Imposed on April 2025. And that was followed by the 10% tariff structure in the Section 122 for the Trade Act of 1974, but was only good for 150 days. We knew this was coming, said the Footwear Distributors and Retailers of America, which is FDRA in parentheses. President and Chief Executive Officer Matt Priest told Footwear News in an interview, in the grand scheme of things, it's going to continue. The policy will push prices higher for consumers. But it says the Priest said that the FDR is telling members that Trump administration wants to get back to mainly 20% and some of the form of fat or fashion for most of our production countries. They are going to do it under the Section 301. This is the first step that they are in the process, right? Says the Bangladesh, Colombia, Indonesia, India, and Malaysia, hopefully I'm saying that correctly, now occupy a bigger presence in the footwear production sector. But China and Vietnam, the heavy hitters in athletic performance shoes, remain the two biggest shoe production powerhouses. So obviously there's going to be tariff there because that's where a lot of our product is made. Check your shoes, right? I know for a fact my dunks say Indonesia, some of them, right? And a lot of them say Vietnam, where your shoes is made. You know what I'm saying? And they get shipped over here, right? Check your stuff. You know what I'm saying? While we got companies like New Balance that does say made in USA, some of the materials still got to ship over here for it to be made. So this can affect everybody. You know what I'm saying? No matter how you slice it and dice it, because you got some people, I just buy only American made stuff. Okay, cool. Your product was probably made here, but what did they use to make the product? Where did they get those tools from? Is that made in America as well? Right? I'm willing to bet it's a slow no, right? Says it's a very fluent situation. Priest said that the tariff rates connected to both China and Vietnam were both have actions ahead of them that may or may not impact the rate. For Vietnam, there's an excessive capacity probe that generate the proposed remedy for the 16 nations involved, as well as the intellectual property issue. And for China, there's a board trade proposal in connection to the U.S. deal. President Donald Trump and China President, hopefully I'm saying this correctly, Jinping struck when they met in China in May to review the sensitive items within the trade relationship within the potential lowering tariffs for those goods. Priest said that the FDRA provided a complimentary that the items asked the Trump administration to remove all footwear tariffs from all shoes lines out of the tariffs regime that is currently being charged in the China imports. The other tariffs matter was last week levy of the 25% tariffs on the select imports from Brazil, including footwear under Section 301. That went into effect July 22nd. The new tariffs was imposed following a year-long probe into the trade practices that include digital trade and IP matters, and include a regulating American technology firms that levy across is stacked on top of the more favored rates, right? Brazilian footwear industries participated in the USTR hearing that was represented by the relationship and business manager, and it says she said that the U.S. has historically been the leading destination for Brazil footwear experts and accounts for the significant share of the industry internal sales. Noted by Brazil represented strategic sources, athletic with Synetic manufacturing capacity in the Western Hemisphere, and supports the U.S. efforts to diversify sources and creating geographically close supply chain, according to them, right? Okay, so just gonna leave the last little part of this article, then we'll talk a little bit upcoming sneaker releases here. So as you can see, these tariffs are about to hit a lot of people over the head. They're gonna have to pay them if they want to get their product over here. Now, I'm curious if they won the other one, if they're getting their money back slowly but surely, but then they got other tariffs that they could face too. That could be another, hit for them. Not every company is built to take these lawsuits. Nike them can handle this type of thing, but I bet you, I'm willing to bet, they're not happy to see it either. You know what I'm saying? Respectively. Let's keep going. It says, China has the largest volume of share in production at 48%, followed by Vietnam at 28%. So think about that. Rough math. So if you got 48% made in China of our shoes, right? 48, and then you got another 20, so that's 40, 50, 60. Roughly about 70% of our products that we get is from China and from Vietnam. And then you got Indonesia at 10%. So if you throw that on there, that's like 80, roughly 85% of our product is made from these three countries alone. So if they're taxing them with pretty much a tariff to get the stuff over here, yeah, they're going to feel that. Check your products, man. And you ain't got to just go Nike. You can go almost anything in your house. Majority of the stuff come from these places. And if they didn't, right, look at the tools in or stuff they use to make it. Something came from over there. So this has got to find a happy medium right here. And it says, according to the data, Brazil ranks the 5th in the world for the volume in the footwear manufacturing with 847 million pairs made in 2025. So Brazil, they're not in the top 3, but they're in the top 5. That's still a big, heavy hitter. You know what I'm saying? Something you want to pay attention to. So that puts me at the hour mark, man. Let's talk a little bit of upcoming sneaker releases here. We'll wrap things up. Matter of fact, I'm going to put myself on the main screen. I do want to go to the sneakers app on the web, see what's going on. And I know we got the jellyfishes. They look like they've been sitting readily available. That comes with the game. But let me see real quick. I'm going to open up Nike sneakers. We do have the StockX live auction going on. If you people, not me, but I know for a fact it's popping off over there. So for the people who are interested in that stuff, man, why not? So let me share my screen right here. This is what we got coming up on Nike. Boom. Looks like they still have the Air Jordan 13 Flints. They're still available. Not surprised to see these actually sitting because these dropped today, which is August 1st. I did do a top anticipated upcoming sneaker releases at the beginning of the month for this month. You got the Love Letter, right? These looks like they're still available, right? No disrespect. Me personally, fam, I'm Jordan 1 out right now. I'm just Jordan 1 out. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I wouldn't catch it on the back end pause, but not right now. Let's keep going. Nothing that's really catching the eye right here. And there's some other things I did see floating around too that I probably want to talk about. I think there's some other. We do have this month. We do have the G units coming. I do want to actually try to cop the G units for Reebok. We have the Air Jordan 13 Wings. We have the multicolor Sunset here coming on August 7th, but that's coming up in this week right here, upcoming week. Little too furry. This looked like something that's inspired off a movie to me. You know what I'm saying? I personally wouldn't want a hairy ass pause that didn't come out right. Air Force One. You know what I'm saying? Respectively. But these will catch the eye of some people for sure. Looks like we got some LeBron. And these are 23s. Hardwood Classics. We got some KD 6s. The Methodology. They're coming August 8th. You know what I mean? Oreos is coming August 8th as well. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to do some dripper skips on those for sure. Looks like they have the Laser Air Jordan 3. Those are coming Ramiro's, I've been hearing great things. This is coming August 22nd. And then let's load up just a little bit more. And I think this is pretty much going to hit right here. We got September and October already kind of preloaded. So to be honest, man, if it's just me, fam, and I'm going to put myself back on the main screen here, it's been a quiet time for sneakers, man. So to be honest, even if you had to go on the resale market, it hasn't been like crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad. I'm really not mad at what's going on, man. You know, content here and there. We get it out when we can. But for the most part, man, yeah, that's going to wrap it up for the night. I just hit the hour mark. What are you guys looking forward to the most? I think that's it. G units are coming, but looks like it's about to be another quiet month, man. So that's why you don't probably see a lot of sneaker content floating around. Just to keep it 100, because not much is really coming out. But other than that, man, we just covered pretty much 3 topics here. Appreciate everybody for coming through. Pretty much tonight we covered a tariffs update. Looks like we covered the StockX live auction that's going on all weekend. That pretty much started Thursday, right? If I'm not mistaken. That started Thursday. Then we also just talked a little bit on the tariff talks, as, you know, Nike them could be hit with more. And, of course, Nike also seems to be just the front line for taking and giving lawsuits head on, right? But I know they don't want to obviously face that each and every time. So, and I don't wish that on my enemy unless you're doing something completely wrong here. But it just kind of come with the game. So we'll see how all this levies out. Because if it's a class action lawsuit, we all low-key could qualify if that person win, or if Nike them settle out of court. We could, and let me clarify this. If you hear them say like $1 billion, that's divvied out by as many people that signs up for it. You know what I'm saying? Apple's had to pay class action lawsuits before too. I got roughly like 20 something bucks. Hey, I take it though. You know what I'm saying? That's gas money, bro. You know what I'm saying? Actually, that's not gas money. That's just getting you something to eat money. You know what I'm saying? In today's time, because of how much it is to get gas in your vehicle. But I could obviously go on forever on the live with these topics. But other than that, man, been joined for an hour. Appreciate everybody for coming through and showing love. As always, y'all definitely smash that like button. Sub to the channel if you're new, and if you haven't done so already, of course, you know, my name is Jeremy Jones, and what I normally do is make content about sneakers, occasional try-on hauls, and y'all know I'll be back live again on Monday with Music Monday, but this is sold out, where of course, you know, we continue the sneaker talk. Sold out link is in the comment section, and it's free to sign up. More content on the way as always, and my name is Jeremy Jones. Smash that like button, sub up, and I'm officially out this thing, man. Peace.
December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold December, remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash while I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know remember. I'm drinking honey right now, hope I don't crash while I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. I cried so many nights, my heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now, hope I don't crash while I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. I cried so many nights, my heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember.